A U.S. Senate subcommittee investigation finds men presumed innocent and held before their trials even, subjected to horrific abuses inside our federal prison.
Inmates hanging themselves in federal prisons, addicted to and high on drugs that flow into the facilities virtually openly. And as they hang and suffocate in the custody of the U.S. government, there's no urgent response from members of the staff. Year after year after year. It's a disgrace.
The accusations went on of corruption. The abuse, the misconduct included 24-hour days of lockdown every day, 24 hours. So many rats in the prison, specifically in Atlanta. The prison doors were left open and unlocked to let the cats in to try to eat the rats. No access to attorneys. When it rains, a foot of human waste left behind. Kevin Ring from FAM has promoted independent oversight of our federal prisons for years. That would include our federal prison in Terre Haute. He joins us live with what we should take away from these hearings. Kevin, it's always good to have you here and to be able to put this into context. I was sick watching that hearing yesterday, and coming to find out, nobody covered this in the media whatsoever.
Right. And listen, Atlanta is one of the worst facilities, and it's been known as that. But you could go to any federal prison in the United States, 122 across the country, and you're going to find similar abuse. Same with our state prisons. And there's a lack of accountability. And I worry that people don't care because these prisons are sort of out of sight, out of mind. But I think Senator Ossoff said something important there. He said, you know, in the custody of the U.S. government, we as taxpayers are paying for this, right? And torture and rehabilitation are not synonyms. The goal of these prisons is not simply to make sure these people don't escape or hold them accountable. That's important. But it's also to make sure they come out better than they went in, because they're coming back to our communities. And they are failing miserably when all they do is torture and starve and leave people subjected to violence.
That was actually the word I was just going to use and ask you about, because it's one thing to punish someone, right? Or to hold them accountable, or to try to rehabilitate somebody. It's a whole nother thing when what we heard in this hearing, which we know, I mean, we're having people come forward with the, attorneys that know these things are happening, people that have seen it. When you hear the word torture and you see what is happening, and again, in many of these cases, these are people that have not been convicted of a crime. How do you get people to even care or to understand, to want to try to make a change?
Well, as I said, I think people have to understand that we are paying for this government service. This government service is to hold people accountable, but also these are called correction systems, because the idea is that people are going to come out better. There's going to be some corrections that go on, programming, right? Medical treatment, counseling, things that will help the people come back out and be better than they were. And instead, you find that these are the conditions, right? And so it's horrific. And the thing I think people have to understand is that there's no oversight. In all these areas of government, we say, we need checks and balances, we need accountability. The Bureau of Prisons runs with zero oversight, zero accountability. So taxpayers are being ripped off, paying $8 billion a year for an agency that's not doing its job.
$8 billion. I know for years you've been working on a law or a bill that would bring this independent oversight to the BOP. They have fought it tooth and nail. Where does that stand?
I think we're getting close, and thanks to Senator Ossoff and his hearing yesterday exposing these abuses, I think we're going to get closer. I think when members of Congress hear more about this, they're going to be inclined to act. And listen, James Madison said in the Federalist Papers, right, that, if men were angels, we wouldn't need government. And if we were governed by angels, we wouldn't need checks and balances. We need checks and balances in our prison system. It works everywhere else. We cannot wait for angels. We're going to have a new BOP director. I have high hopes for her. But no one person is going to save this. We need old-fashioned checks and balances, accountability, oversight, inspections that come regularly and without announcement. And I think we can make changes, but you need a new system. We can't have new leaders. We need new systems. And I think yesterday's hearing and the more attention it gets, and thanks to you for bringing attention here, we're going to build support that this bill is going to come and hopefully become a law.
Yeah, and we're out of time, and we were just talking about our county jails where men are raping women. So, I mean, it's not just, I mean, if nobody cares about anything else, maybe you care about the women being raped by
hope
men
so.
who are the corrections officers are letting the men into the women's prison. Kevin, as always, good to see you. We'll have you back soon. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's
Appreciate it.
8:45 right now. And